About a year after entering the smartwatch game, Google is back with the new Google Pixel 2 smartwatch. I recently got a sample watch from Google to test out and review a few days ahead of its public launch.
So now that the Pixel Watch 2 has just been released, what's changed and what's better? In this review, I will try the watch out over a couple of weeks, see what it can do, how it works, what it won't work with, and I'll see if it lives up to Google's promises. I'll wrap things up with the pros and the cons and let you know if I think I can recommend it for you.
This is Google's second smartwatch designed to work with the Pixel line of phones and most newer Android devices. It has built-in Fitbit technology for health tracking and fitness, plus it will do all the standard smartwatch tasks like manage your texts and calls, calendar alerts, and more right on your wrist as long as you are using it with an Android phone. It also naturally has built-in Google Assistant, which as a rule works far better than Apple's Siri.
And speaking of Siri, in what will be a major blow for Apple users looking for a more stylish smartwatch option, this watch will not work with iOS devices.
Inside the box, you get your watch with an updated 4-pin charging pad, and there's an extra band for adjusting your fit too. Getting the watch set up was super fast and easy in my testing. Just bring the charged watch close to your Pixel phone and let the magic happen. Setup is pretty much automatic, requiring just a few confirmation taps from you and the download of the Pixel Watch app, and then you'll be ready to go. You can also link your existing Fitbit account in the setup process to port that data to your new Pixel Watch.
Since Google's purchase of Fitbit a couple of years ago, work has been underway in the background to morph Fitbit into a Google-linked feature. To that end, Fitbit accounts are going to be going away, and you'll need to create a Google account or merge an existing Fitbit account with a Gmail or a Google account. It seems that some of the best features on the Pixel Watch 2 aren't available until you merge or update your Fitbit account with Google.
Now, what's new with Pixel Watch 2? On the surface, it's not going to look like very much. The Watch 2 on the left looks essentially identical to the original on the right. Where you'll find significant improvements is under the hood. Pixel Watch 2 keeps the round 1.5-inch touchscreen design of its predecessor. It's a welcome carryover because this means it can keep its sleek and versatile design that I personally really like. The display is crisp and vibrant as ever, and the touchscreen is responsive, making app navigation a breeze. But for people who had issues with the noticeably large bezels from the original Pixel Watch, I'm afraid to say that's still the case with the Watch 2. Perhaps craftily, though, most of the darker watch faces on the screen make it look like they're not even there, but they are extremely noticeable anytime your watch face fills the screen. Now, aside from the bezel, another polarizing design choice for some is size. While it's perfect for slim wrists and women's wrists, like mine in particular, it can look a wee bit small on people with larger wrist diameters.
I'm going to consider this a plus, however, since I have spent more than enough time complaining that smartwatches are all designed for male wrists and end up being comically large on a woman. So I actually think the size is ideal. Now, there is also just one size of Watch 2. The digital crown also seems like it's a bit thinner and maybe protrudes just a bit less.
Pixel Watch 2 has the more current Snapdragon W5 chip, the same chip used in other smartwatches like the Samsung Galaxy Watch Series 6.
But what does that new chip mean for you? Smoother performance and longer battery life for starters. The W5 chip sips power, especially when compared head-to-head with the chip on the original Pixel Watch.
Google's also fitted the Watch 2 with slightly bigger batteries. In my testing, I found there was definitely better battery life, especially since I was using the always-on display. I got about 28 or 29 hours of life before it nudged me that it would go into standby mode, and about 2 hours later the display would switch off to a simple time-only screen, which actually lasted a further 8 to 10 hours before the watch shut down completely. I was able to recharge to 80% in about 40 minutes and 100% in about 75 minutes. Of note, the Watch 2 now comes with a new Pogo pin charger instead of the Qi wireless charger on the original watch.
Thanks to Google's connection with Fitbit, the original Pixel Watch was among the best at health and fitness tracking in the dedicated smartwatch space. And I've written for years about the effectiveness, accuracy, and efficiency of Fitbit devices, and I've been a really big fan.
Pixel Watch 2 now boasts 3 new sensors: a multi-path heart rate reader, a skin temperature sensor, and an electrodermal activity sensor.
For active types, the multipath heart rate sensor here is probably the most interesting update. It is technology that's been lifted from Fitbit's arsenal, which enables a more accurate heart rate reading even when you're doing strenuous activities. The electrodermal sensor, on the other hand, gives the Pixel Watch 2 some stress tracking capabilities through changes in your sweat glands that can be linked to stress levels. And the skin temperature sensor, on the other hand, will be used to measure your body temperature so that you can track your health even more effectively. Pixel Watch 2 also offers automatic workout start and stop reminders that can detect 7 common workouts, including going for a walk, outdoor cycling, and more. I can confirm my twice daily dog walks were picked up and automatically started after about 10 minutes, which is the same as they were with my last Fitbit tracker. It's probably also worth pointing out that some of the more advanced features of this watch and of the fitness tracking are reserved for Fitbit Premium members. Fitbit Premium costs a surprising $13 Canadian a month, or about $10 US, and it gets you things like recorded workouts that you can watch and mimic, and more granular data on sleep or stress. I don't use it since I find the basic Fitbit stats are enough for me.
Pixel Watch 2 has a few new features to augment its existing safety technology like fall detection and emergency SOS. Something called Safety Check allows you to schedule a timer for situations where you might want your friends or family to know where you are. After the timer expires, Safety Check will prompt you to confirm you're okay, or if you'd like to start sharing your location or contact emergency services.
If no response is received, Safety Check will trigger emergency sharing, which shares your real-time location and situation with your pre-selected emergency contact. Or you can also enable something called medical info to share personal health information with emergency services, things like your blood type, allergies, or any health conditions.
Turn living room lights on. When it comes to help at home, Pixel Watch still has a great ability to control your smart home gadgets thanks to that built-in Google Assistant and Google Home.
I really liked the first Pixel Watch, so it may not be surprising that I also really like the Pixel Watch 2. On the Pro side, the design is nice. The improved chip and bigger battery helps the watch last a bit longer. Plus, with all the Fitbit health and tracking features and the emergency help options, this is a great watch for day-to-day fitness enthusiasts or those with health conditions. I think the band is really comfortable, the screen is easy to read, and the touch interface works really well. On the con side, I'd love to see the bezel slim down and get that watch face just a little bit bigger, and maybe for the case to thin up just a smidge. Apple users may also be disappointed that the Watch 2 won't work for them, but that's just the kind of walled garden Google is hoping to set up to lure you over to Team Pixel. One of my biggest complaints about dedicated smartwatches has been the lackluster battery life. If you want to use your watch to stay productive and in touch all day and then to monitor your sleep at night, at some point you've still got to take it off to get that charging done. But with faster charging on the Watch 2, that does help. In short, this is a great watch for Android phone users, and I can absolutely recommend it to you. Here's the price breakdown. There is a Wi-Fi Bluetooth version for about $4.79 Canadian, or a cellular connected option that costs a bit more at $5.49, and this is only a marginal price increase over the original watch. Prices in the USA are $3.49 and $3.99 respectively. You can get the watch from Google, of course, or places like Best Buy and Amazon. And you've got plenty of other smartwatch options too. Check out what you can get from a far less expensive and longer lasting Fitbit tracker, or see what Samsung's newest smartwatch is like right now. It's probably also in the background to morph Fitbot, on the other hand, gives the Pixel Watch 2